Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Now so much things have been happening in the social media space when it comes to artists. We've seen wherein Cardi B is going through what looks like hell right now. Since recently she has been dating NFL player Stefon Diggs after filing for divorce from her estranged husband, rapper Offset, and it has been a whirlwind situation for her. I mean, we have seen wherein Stefon Diggs apparently has had some sort of female who, according to her, she has been in a relationship with him for a very long time and she has been playing as if nothing is going on, and she have released text messages where he's calling, checking up on her, and according to her, he's behaving like a stalker. But when you read the messages, he was actually irate and giving the impression as if he's actually a stalker. And she is saying that she'll pretend like this doesn't exist and act normal like everybody else. She have released graphic details about her and Stefon having sex raw. I mean, it has went down. And this is coming from a woman. This is coming from a woman who, according to her, she is with Stefon and is having an affair with him privately, while he's publicly with Cardi B, who have recently filed for divorce from Offset. And, you know, persons have come out and say that he has been cheating on her. And, you know, she has responded and saying that, you know, she tried so hard to ignore it and she didn't want to speak on it because she has the N-word that's loving on her. This gorgeous man, she's adoring him. She's glorifying. She's putting him on this high pedestal and she's speaking so highly of him and saying that this is the reason she haven't addressed it, because he's loving on her so much. So why would she be addressing any argument of him cheating or anything like that to the public? And, you know, a few days after saying that, then the woman has decided to, you know, release all information and graphic details of her and Stefon affair and also photos of them together. And, you know, other video clips have come out with him and women in the club partying. And that's the reason Cardi B have also decided that she's going to address the situation or whatever the case may be. But looking into it from that perspective, you know, karma is as real as it gets. Karma and what you put out in the universe, I promise you, it is as real as it gets. Now, who remember when Cardi B was on Love and Hip Hop? And remember Search, I think it's Search, DJ Search is his name. And, you know, he was trying to develop Cardi B as an artist and stuff like that. And he was dating another female at the time. And Cardi B came up, you know, and she was talking to the woman and was telling her that she was sleeping with Search. And, you know, he was giving her oral sex and all these type of things, trying to make Search look bad and also to belittle the woman, to make her know that, you know, you are nothing because the guy that you're with is giving me oral sex. Cardi B did these type of things. Who remember what she did to Asia on the show? Asia was this dark-skinned girl. I think she was from the UK and she was dating this guy who I think was a producer at the time. And Asia was letting him know that she's uncomfortable with him working with Cardi B because Cardi B was a part of the sex or adult industry as a stripper. And so she was uncomfortable. She sent him text messages and stuff like that. And Cardi B went into his phone and read the messages. And, you know, she decided to go on the reunion and was as rude, disrespectful, disgraceful, and also abusive to Asia on the reunion. Her and her sister Hennessy were attacking Asia left and right. They threw a shoe at her. They went to attack her physically. It was all hell. And she wasn't willing to give Asia any chance to speak. She wanted to know why Asia did not like her and stuff like that. What was the reason? And Asia was trying to explain. I already told you the reason. She wasn't interested. Cardi B was loud and she was a bully on the show. She was abusive and violent to Asia. She also had insult to injury by sitting in her Asia's, well, it's her ex-boyfriend now, his lap, and, you know, was laughing at Asia, you know, and all of these type of things. And I was looking at it and I was like, this is just so evil. The girl was uncomfortable. The average woman would be uncomfortable with their man working with a stripper, someone who is in the sex industry. Asia was within her right to be uncomfortable with it. But you know, with the American culture, it seems as if everything is normalcy. All type of degrading type of lifestyle and behavior, because there's money behind it and it generates a lot of finances for people. I'm sorry, not finances, generates a lot of income, a lot in income for persons. They are somewhat comfortable with it. In other culture, people simply aren't. In other countries, people aren't. It doesn't matter how much you make in it. It's still a degrading lifestyle and people just do not accept it and won't. And so with Asia, she wasn't comfortable with it. Even in the very America, there are women who are not comfortable with strippers or persons who work in adult industry. And so you won't find the average woman being comfortable with her partner working with a stripper. And Asia was within her right. She didn't like it and she had a right to speak to her boyfriend about it. He spoke to Cardi B. He was flirting with her and stuff like that. And then it just went downhill. Cardi B didn't hesitate. She didn't care. She threw it in the girl's face. So what she got now from Offset and from Stephon Diggs is her karma. When you do these things and you gladly take money to go on a show and you're showing up and showing off, bossing up on women, attacking other women over a man, trying to belittle other women to say that you slept or you were with their man and all these type of things, and they went down on you and you're publicly shaming other women, you had to know that this was going to reach you eventually. You went off to get signed to Atlantic Records and they did well for you. You were dating Offset. You got pregnant. He proposed to you publicly. Everything went well for you until it went downhill, where you found out that he was, messing around with other strippers just the same. And you were putting out it for people to attack the strippers and all these type of things until you find yourself in court, right? And so it was just one thing. This moment you guys are separated, filing for divorce. The next people saw your pictures in Dominican Republic, seeing that you guys are together, you reconciled, now you separated, now you're filing for divorce again. And, after 3 children. And so people are saying that Cardi B, you really truly deserve what you are getting. I mean, it's sad that you had to go through this as a woman, knowing that you have 3 children for your husband, a guy who you choose to marry. But at the end of the day, you did a lot of these things to other people. Even though they were married, you don't know if these people were in a committed relationship. So even if they facilitate flirting with you, it gave you no right. You have a responsibility to, as a full-grown adult, to make conscious and rational decision because you are in control of your body. But you didn't care. You did not care, and you went out and you speak on these type of things and you were rude and insulting to these women. So you had to know that your day was going to come. And it's coming at a most delicate and vulnerable time in your life. And you're doing so much things out there. I mean, when we look at it, the multiple surgeries, facial adjustments that you're doing, body. Now, in my head, when a person decides to do BBL or get Brazilian butt lift, I'm thinking that their body is rather disproportionate. Like they are top heavy, they have a very flat bottom or a small bottom, or their mid area is very wide, and so they want to remove the fat from the mid area to get a small cinch waistline and rather curvier look that is well proportioned. But you went and you did it and it was okay, and you went again and went again. And when people are looking into this thing, they realize that, there's something seriously wrong with you. Because it seems as if you're not happy with yourself. Then you change up your face and doing all of these type of things. And so people are wondering what the hell is taking place. At what point do you realize that you have a very low self-esteem and, you're going through a lot? And you need to see someone and speak to them. Not only that, you profess to liking black men, black dark-skinned men. But what you don't realize is that the women, those guys go after the women you're doing multiple surgeries to look like. Those women have their work done on their body. They are very light, white skin looking Latino type of women that those type of black men go for. And you're doing these multiple surgeries to fit in this square and this circle, to be the desirable type of woman that these men go for. But if you had high self-esteem and high self-concept, you would actually realize that the women that these guys pursue are just the type of women that they are willing to cheat on, to lie to be disrespectful, to be disloyal to. None of them are faithful to those women. None of them are honoring them. None of them are putting them on a pedestal. None of them are glorifying them. They're only glorifying them, when they want to boss up on black women, to put them on a pedestal, to make black women feel inferior to those women. Those are the only time these men glorify these women. Otherwise, from that, they're being lied to just the same. They're being cheated on. They're being disrespected. They're stuck being single mothers because they're all getting pregnant for these men. You understand? And they're stuck being single mothers. So that's the real reality. That is the harsh reality. So if you had high self-esteem, you'd realize that you are just doing some things to attract some people who do not even respect the women that they are seeking after, or they're going after, or they're lusting or fiending or salivating after. But you don't see that. All you're seeing is a desire to look like these type of women, to attract who? A bunch of guys who create a culture of being disloyal and disrespectful to women. That's all you are doing. And that's the reason why people need to, get some soul searching and understand that high self-esteem is paramount. It's extremely important. Also, I promise you, there is nothing wrong with being alone. Being alone does not mean that you are lonely. There is nothing wrong with being alone. Had you take some time off to seek therapy, to hang around people who are positive, uplifting, people who know more than you, people you can learn from, people who have been through the same thing and have overcome it, and understand that this is a procedure and this is a path that you walk in life, and you will be better. You will be in a way better position. You wouldn't have a Stefan Diggs dealing with. But there are some people out there who have a problem being by themselves. They have a serious problem being by themselves. They're wanting for this heavy attention from the opposite sex or from another partner so bad that they're willing to throw caution to the wind. They're unwilling to think twice. They're unwilling to weigh the cost of what it takes to hop out of a serious committed relationship into another so suddenly without thinking. They aren't willing to think twice. And because of such, they make irrational decisions, and then they end up feeling way worse. Because what has happened is that Cardi B has left Offset, who was a cheater, for a worse individual. A worse individual. This guy is not afraid to go out publicly with other women. It's showing you what he thinks of you. It's showing what he thinks of you. Cardi B, I'm sorry, but you have to go through this process because you did it to other people. So you have to face it. I mean, yes, it's a sad situation, but guess what? The average woman go through this type of humiliation. The average woman, and people are telling them to suck it up. They love man too much. They crave for man. They need to stay alone. They need to this. They need to that. And people give it to them harsh. People give it to them harsh, disrespectful, doing this, doing that, and all of that. People say it to them and they give it to them harsh. And so here you are in a similar situation after doing what you did in the past years to other women. Now you are dealing with it and you feel you are tasting the bitter medicine right now, to understand that, listen, the same way you do things to women, they can do the same to you just the same. People don't have to respect your relationship because the last time I checked, you didn't respect others. And so this is a sad path, but it can get better as long as you are willing to go through that journey by mitigating situations that can be worse, as in hanging around people who are of bad report, people who aren't willing to commit, to move on, to persons who are wholesome, persons who are uplifting, persons who can tell you the truth rather than tell you what you want to hear. That feels good. You understand me? So this situation can diminish the harsh reality that you're facing right now. The effect of it can diminish as long as you're willing to walk the journey and just understand that, listen, it's okay to be alone sometime. It's okay to be alone sometime. It's bad enough, yes, you have 3 children that are in the mix, so you have to battle that, being a mother, showing up and showing out for events, being on red carpet, doing this, doing that. Yes, it's harsh, but at the end of the day, whatever it is that you put out in the universe, it eventually comes back on you. Anything that you put out in the universe, eventually it will come back on you. And you need not to be doing all these multiple surgeries and all of these type of things to look like women these men desire, because they're not being respectful, kind, caring to these women. They're treating them like just another woman. A lot of things sounds good and look good from the outside, but when you get close to it, you realize that it's not what it cook up to be. It's not what it appears to be. So I just hope that this is a learning lesson to Cardi B, and she can, there are persons out there, professionals out there that she can talk to, and it's going to be a little bit rough, but at the end of the day, you can overcome it. You can overcome it and take it as a learning lesson to not do those type of things to other women, because eventually it will come and it will play back on you, and then you're going to have that to deal with. But that's all I have to say about it. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.